Hello everyone, so welcome back to this video. And in the last video I just make system design for my own social media, small social media, not something big like Facebook, but at least contain the most popular functional requirements for the business of social media, like create an account, make an authentication, manage the post, like create and delete and update, like the post, replay or comment, and also replay on the comment, send friend request, block and block, chat with the friend, uh, see the profile or of other users. So this the most functional requirement. Also upload image, upload video, and in this video I will focus on some area to be clear for you is the object storage and the cache. Now I will be more clear. So first, for example, the social media that you can upload video or image, okay, and this video or image, okay, this video or image don't store inside the database, okay. So inside the database we store just the path of the video. For example, we make column inside videos table and name this column, for example, videos URL or image URL, and we just copy the path. Now inside the storage we copy the file itself, for example video or the image. And so here, for example, when you want to upload the image or video, store direct to the object storage. And for example, if you want to host on the AWS, we can use popular object storage called S3. So S3 packet allow you to store large files, uh, for example, videos or image, or maybe files like PDF, or Word, or something else, or maybe also music. So this the function of the object storage. Now, what the function of CDN and the relation with the object storage. So here we want to modify something. I think is not so. So before I want to modify this, I want to show you how the CDN work with the object storage. So for example, here we have the client, okay, and we have the object storage, and let's suppose this as 3, or we don't focus on any specific object storage, but the object storage. So the object storage contain the original file, for example, like images and videos and other. Okay, so now the client, the first case is, so the first case, the client upload, for example, image as post. So this image we store, so here we can make, for example, the backend, okay. So just to show you, so the client sends a request to the backend to upload image as post and store inside the object storage. Then the object storage return, and here the second case is what? Here the second case so the second case is to display or get the files. And here comes the role of CDN. So you can, for example, you can get the files or image videos without use CDN. But the problem is what? So if you or just 10 until 20 until 50 use this system, you don't feel that slow to view the image or maybe watch the video or display the video. But when the user grow and the system handle large request, for example 1 million, for example hundred of thousand of user make requests in the same time to get, for example, the same image or videos. So here really will be slow, for example, for you, and take a lot of time to, for example, to just display an image or just display the video without access to watch. So here the come the benefit of the CDN. So CDN is what? So here the CDN is content delivery network that it plays the role of the cache. Okay, so content delivery network store or contain the copy of the original file. For example, here we have the original file, for example, original video. So the CDN has copy from, for example, video X or Y or Z. Okay, now when the client asks CDN first, the CDN check and here play the role of the cache. Okay, here play the role of the cache. So we have two cases. The first called the cache hit. Does it mean the CDN contain the video that the user wants? So the CDN return fast this video. For example, here check and ask the CDN if contain this specific video. So the CDN check if has the copy from video X. So yes, I have. So return fast to the client without go to the object storage. Now the second case is what? When the cache miss. So when the cache miss, does mean the CDN doesn't has the video X or specific file that the client want. Now the CDN what do? The CDN ask the file storage ask the file storage for specific file or video or image that the client want. So the object storage, for example, let's suppose that this image is on the file on the object storage. Now the object storage, so now the object storage return to the CDN with this specific file. Now the CDN what do? The CDN make copy for this specific file that get from the object storage and send this copy for the client. So this for the user, for the first user or specific user that asks CDN for the first time that the files doesn't have inside the cache. So the CDN. The second client, if ask the same file, now the CDN has the copy of this specific file. So it returns first, and for this third client, and for etc. So the first client, if ask CDN and doesn't has the video or specific file, so the CDN go to the object storage, return, make copy of this file, send the file for the user. The second file or the third file ask the same, so the CDN already has the copy for this specific file. Okay, now let's see how we can implement this CDN and the relation with the object storage to get fast the, for example, static files like files of the the JavaScript and CSS, and also videos and images. So let's see how we can implement in this design. So first we have the CDN. Okay, so the client first time asks the CDN for this specific file, for example, specific video. Now the CDN check, so it plays role as cache. We have two cases. The first case is cache hit, so the CDN contains this this copy from the original storage. Okay, so so the client asks the CDN responds, yes, I have the copy of this specific file. Now the CDN return fast this specific file or video to the client. So here the first case is the cache hit, so we have already the copy of the original file inside the CDN. Now the second case is what? When the CDN doesn't has the specific file. So now the CDN contact the object storage and tell him that if you have the specific files that the client want, so the object storage check. The first case is, for example, yes, I have this video. So here the let's just make here. So yes, I have this specific video. Now the object storage send this original video to the CDN. CDN make copy because to send for the second client or the third client if ask the same file. Now the CDN make copy for the original file and return to the client fast. Now the second client, so the CDN already has the original copy of the original file. Okay, so this is the case to get the file from the backend. So now we want to first check the CDN. After, if there is if the file doesn't contain inside the CDN, we can go to the object storage. The object storage send the file to the CDN. CDN make copy and return to the client. Now for the here, so let's make. So this, what does it mean? This when I want to upload file to the for example inside the object storage. For example, you want to upload a video as post or image, so it directly go and store inside the object storage, and the path of the video or the image store inside a database with specific column, for example videos URL or image URL. So this is how the CDN work with the object storage. So we want to get fast data much as can possible, because when the user grows and the system will support large traffic, so we want to display fast much as possible the asset file or maybe static file for the client. So the CDN is what the most important cache strategy to handle the to handle the files display fast for the client. So this video is for the area of the CDN relation with the object storage. So thank you for watching.